as bad as mine were.
No, it's not that bad, but I mean, it's getting
You could
there.
still wear shorts without anyone being like,
Oh my god.
I did that at the garden center the other day.
Yes.
Hey guys.
Okay, I got a funny prank idea for you guys. This is what you should do, right?
Oh god.
You guys want to hear my funny prank idea?
I'm sure.
This is what you guys are gonna pull a prank on the entirety of our town.
What?
The entirety of our high school graduating class. You're gonna pull like a lifelong prank on all of them, both of you. Ready? So this is what you do, right?
I'm not committed for that. But
Okay, no, it's funny. It's funny. Listen. Listen.
I'm listening.
You guys will think it. You guys will actually be like, okay, that's actually an interesting idea, right?
Alright.
So this is the first. This is probably the hardest first step, right? You guys both have boyfriends, correct?
Correct.
All right. Step, you both dump them, right?
No!
Right?
No!
No. Hear me out.
Okay.
Second step, you guys have both gotta both start dating each other's little brother, right? Right? Listen. But then you have to keep a relationship with them for 5 years or so, get married, right? Then you become Linnea Urban and she becomes Linnea Hanson. And then everyone would be like,
oh, get it?
and then-
Because we would switch.
and then
names.
everyone would be like, wait, yeah, I saw Linnea Hanson the other day, and they'd be like,
No, you meant Linnea
oh, did you
Urban.
see her when she was working at
Linnea
Cub?
Urban.
And then you'd be like, no, I saw, she's the one who was in like the Olympics and shit. You'd be like, what? And then it'll confuse literally
yeah, I'm
everyone.
the number 2, Linnea. It's okay.
But you won't be Linnea Hanson, you'll be Linnea Urban.
Shit! You're on the wall,
My
bitch. Oh,
Tell me that wouldn't be hilarious.
it would
I mean,
be.
yeah, but
But
our
it would
brothers
cause
are
a lot of work.
2 and 3 years younger than us.
Wow.
Baby Caleb.
What? Isn't Caleb like
Caleb's
right?
17.
Yeah, so 2 years,
Yeah.
and then Jared's 16.
Yeah, I know. He's in my sister's grade.
Well, I'm 19, so that's not gonna work out.
He might be a pedophile.
All right, that's all I had planned for that episode. This episode was that intro.
Oh,
I literally
Lucas!
thought of
When
this.
I texted you, why did you say it would be
I literally
fine?
thought of this joke the other day. I was like, this is gonna be so fun. I can't wait to do the podcast with Linnea and Linnea. They're gonna think this is hilarious.
It is that.
But then you guys were like, no.
It's an interesting concept.
It would be, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, I would.
Okay.
We like
I
our
would
men.
rather. Huh?
We like our men.
Yeah.
Man is gone for a really long time, but it's fine.
He's gonna cry if we talk about
Okay.
it.
I'm not crying. I'm crying yet today.
We have yet to get our matching tattoos. We
You guys
will
are
one
getting
day.
matching tattoos?
day.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a tattoo at all?
I do.
You want to swear on here?
What? We
What do
both
you
have. We both each have one.
Right.
You do?
Wait, she's
Yeah.
a stick and poke though.
I have. Well, this is from a tattoo gun from
Oh right.
my boyfriend's older sister, who just happened to have a tattoo gun. So it's a little hard.
My roommate has
Someone told me
one,
it was basic,
but-
and I almost killed them.
but I would
it's
not
fine.
let her touch me with it.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
Your roommate?
But
Do
I
you
did get
think your
one.
roommate will listen to this?
I don't know.
I was gonna say, because
mom.
does your roommate know how much shit you talk about her on Snapchat?
Ex-roommate.
Does your ex-roommate know how much shit you talk about her on Snapchat?
Okay, in my defense, I refrained for a really long time until I just got fucking sick of it. Like, there were so many things.
You literally, this is Linnea's private story. She starts the video and then she's like, "Yeah, guys, sorry this part of the room is messy. That's my roommate's part of the room." And I'm like,
Even when I wanted to post a TikTok, her side of the room always had the best lighting because we had one window in the corner, right? But her side would always be fucking messy. So then I'd be like, okay.
"What do you mean a window in the corner?"
Like, okay, here's the room right here.
Oh, it's like right
Here's
here.
the door when you walk in. Like, that's the window. That's all you have.
Oh.
That's all you have.
Ours is just a big rectangle and then the window is straight ahead, so it's
See, that'd be
symmetry.
nice.
I was in Sweet Style, so I had 3 other roommates. So we had our 2 bedrooms, then kind of a living room. So we had actually a lot of windows. but
Must be nice.
It was well.
I won't get that
Yeah.
style of living until I'm a junior.
Yeah, we get apartment on campus.
This is really bothering me, but I don't know what it is, so I don't want to wipe it off.
It's probably your own spits. Probably.
Oh, you know what it probably is? The condensation from my to-go box thing.
Oh yeah, that probably is what it is. You like never mind. Okay, I have a couple. I do actually have a question for you though, Linnea.
Me?
This Linnea,
Okay.
are you still involved in that pyramid scheme that you were involved in a couple months ago?
Pyramid scheme.
Okay, a couple months ago, Linnea put on her Instagram, she's like, "Guys, I just got contacted to be like a salesperson
Oh my
for this
God.
company,"
Okay.
and I was like,
Okay.
"That is a pyramid scheme." And Linnea's like, "Guys, I'm so
No.
excited! I'm getting paid so much."
No, here's the thing. I actually looked into it because I hated my campus job.
Yeah.
I hated it. All
What
we
did
did
you
was
do?
sit there and call people, and I would make like 300. I was one of the best callers. I make like 300 calls a shift, and maybe 5 people would answer.
What do you do? What do you call? What do you
What did
do?
you
Well,
do?
you pretend you're having good conversation with the alumni, but really at the end you ask them for a donation to the college.
Oh,
That
Yeah.
sucks.
that
I mean, it
so
was really
so your
fun to
your
have
campus
nice conversations.
that
with
also
people.
sounds like a pyramid scheme of some
But
sort.
then
You're
one
just asking
night,
people for money.
well, and then one night they put us with like fresh alumni, like people that had just graduated.
That's not gonna work.
And I was like, why am I asking these people for money? They're broke. Like, what? And then I'd be like, yeah, so I'm supposed to ask you this, but like, just have an open mind. I don't expect anything from you. I don't know why they're asking me this to ask you this. And then I would ask the question.
Do they
But
monitor the
they
calls?
gave, like, no. They have really good advice, though.
They're like, just leave. Just don't graduate.
Don't do it.
Wait, what were we talking about?
We're talking about
Oh,
your
the
pyramid
sales
scheme.
thing. So it was actually legit. Jackson Schaefer works for it now. I don't know if you follow him, but he's been posting stuff.
I know who he is, but I don't.
So I like,
So it wasn't a pyramid scheme.
no, it wasn't, but I did not want to do it. So I actually had like a legit interview, and
Okay.
like he really liked me. And it was like based in Minneapolis. And he said all you had to do was be a social media person, reach out to people, see if they'd be interested in doing the same thing as you or doing the actual sales job.
And what are you selling?
Cutlery. Fucking knives.
So someone who's so this is what you're saying, right? So someone who is above you wants
Yeah.
you to convince people below you to sell things.
Or ask them
You sell
to
them.
promote like that. It's called vector marketing. I think I can say
is
that.
It like cutting knives or like butter knives?
Cutting knives.
Okay.
Like kitchen knives.
Okay.
Like it's sets of
So
stuff.
you didn't reach out to me. Why didn't you reach out to me to sell your knives that you've?
Because my position would have been just reaching out to people, seeing if they wanted to do what I was doing, like social media. But I was like basically you would sit there for hours, like on Zoom, and just be on your phone, like on Instagram, like looking. Like I don't want to do that. And it was like $12 an hour. I was like, I make more with my other jobs where I was just pointless. And then I used my mom as an excuse to not do it. I was like, yeah, my parents don't want me getting another job. Sorry.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I got a text message from someone named like Roy Funk or something. And
Alex Funk.
Oh, Alex Funk. Yes.
That's the dude.
That's your dude?
Yeah, he's actually really nice, but I was like, why the fuck are you so
Alex
excited
Funk.
about
You know
this
Alex
job?
Funk?
I do not know.
I wonder
Alex
if he
Funk.
still follows me.
Okay, so
Maybe
this is
I'm
what
just
Alex.
out
This
of
is
the
the,
loop
this is
as
the
soon
text
as
I got
just
from.
far enough.
This is the text I got from Alex Funk. Here, I gotta find him. Here, let me just search Alex Funk in my phone.
I
Alex
think I have his number still too.
Funk. Hi, Lucas. My name is Alex Funk. Okay,
How did he get your number?
get this. I'm gonna bleep this name, by the way. But this, he says, I am manager. She just started working with us.
What?
She's great. So we asked her if she knew anyone that would be a good fit for our team, and she mentioned you. Starting pay is $21. So apparently they're hiring me much.
That's the selling thing, though. You probably would have been selling. Like,
Yeah,
the
but
social media
we work
position was
primarily with
less.
students who are on their busy schedules so that they can make good money on the side and gain a really good resume experience. I'd love to chat. Would you like some information? It's totally okay if you're not looking for work. Just text stop and I won't send you any more info. My response is, I don't think I've ever talked to. This is where I thought it was a robot until this. He said they. Oh well, actually, this does sound robot-y. He says they just working with us and may have met you once or twice before? Question mark. I'm not entirely sure how they know you, but it's a remote customer service and sales experience. Blah blah blah. So I was talking about
Nobody
this.
wants to work in sales.
I was talking about that with Annika, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that the same person who like reached out to her too." And I'm like, "Well, this is must be some sort of pyramid scheme."
I mean, at least they're really good at reaching out to people. It's just not something I personally would want to do. Like, it's a good
But
idea.
you clearly did
for
want to do it
money.
because you put on your story. You're like, "I'm so excited to be starting my
Well, I
new
didn't realize
sales
it was
position."
Fucking cutlery. If it was clothes, I would have been totally on board. But
What are you supposed
cutlery,
to, how are you gonna sell this?
and like,
oh, guys,
I'm a
cooking
college
kitchen.
student. Like, I don't even have my own kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Hey, did you follow up on that other business request you got in the Instagram DMs?
Which one? There's a lot.
There was one guy who you
Most
put
of
on your
them are
story.
scams.
No, it wasn't a scam. It was an actual person. Let's just say he was looking for $300 in exchange for something from
Feet
you.
pics?
Yes. That is-
Wait, why don't I? Oh, it was an edit. I was like, what?
Oh
I
yeah.
thought your TV broke.
No. I had to like cut something out or something.
I don't know. I don't remember that. I should have done it.
That I literally
It depends on when it was,
I
though.
I
'Cause
literally slid up
remember I
on.
had surgery on my toe?
Oh yeah. I slid up and was like
It looks
literally.
beautiful now, but it looks really gross
But
for like 18 months.
I don't
like my
know.
toes. Toes are gross.
Toes.
I need to.
So you didn't do it.
No.
Would you do it now though?
If it was on like a safe app or like website where I know it's secure and I'm actually gonna get paid, yeah, I'd do it.
The guy who DM'd you had a weird looking like old man profile pic though. So
Yeah.
I was like, I think I said just Google a picture of feet and then
True.
send it.
You
What
did
can they
tell me
do?
that. But they've probably seen all the Googled feed pics. That's why they're asking for them
They want
now.
more. There's not enough in the
They weren't
database.
satisfied.
Yeah.
Smart.
Gross.
I don't even think I would do that. Well, feet.
If they want to pay to see my ugly ass feet that are just
Yeah, I have
around,
flat feet, so they're probably like, "What the fuck?"
Mushed around.
I have foot fetishes. My one of my coworkers, he
It's
hates
okay.
feet.
It's okay if you are
Hates
into
feet.
that stuff, but I don't get it. So keep them dogs away from
Literally,
me.
yeah. The other day, I was complaining about how my feet hurt at work because like I have ankle problems, and I was on my feet for like 7 hours, and he was like, oh. Like even me saying like that my feet hurt, he was like, oh, gross.
Gross.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have that.
What's the fear of feet?
Fear of feet.
He just is
He's on the
disgusted by
opposite
them.
spectrum of the people with
Yeah.
feet fetishes.
He hates
Yeah.
them. Like even his own. Like,
What?
He just, I don't know.
Well, is he like a germaphobe and he doesn't like the fact that there's like germs on him?
It's pretty normal.
You ever know people who say they don't like the word moist?
Those people.
I feel like those people
piss me
always
off.
said that for attention.
Yep.
Like, oh my god, I hate that word so much. It just makes me so uncomfortable. Like, girl, shut up.
Do you know
It
who
was always girls.
Do you know who
too.
Bo Burnham is?
Oh,
He's a comedian.
No.
probably not.
He did this special last year that he's made there was a bunch of songs in it, and it's all over TikTok. Obviously.
I've probably heard
So
them.
that's where you would have heard him. You probably heard one of his songs. They're like
Sing one of them.
comedy type songs.
Oh.
Sing one of them.
Nah, I don't think
Sing.
that's
I'm
one of my insecurities.
Here's the mic.
No, I don't. No.
It's okay, I don't sing in front of people either.
Yeah, unless I'm in like with like a group of people. Like if I have a group of like in choir, I could do it, but I don't sing one on one.
I was in choir this year.
Oh, you did choir. I did not know that.
Only because they give me $8,000 a year to do it.
What?
Yes.
They give out music scholarships.
Oh.
So like it ranged from 2,000 to 8,000, and we sent in an audition tape. So I did it with our choir director from high school. I'm not gonna say his
Reminded me
name,
of something.
but like we sent it in, and they gave me $8,000 a year. So
Yeah,
I'm in choir.
That's pretty cool.
That's probably all right. Anyways, what was I just talking about? Oh, yeah, he had a whole bit, and he like uploaded like a outtakes video to YouTube, like stuff that he didn't include in the thing he posted last year, and one of them was like a whole bit about how he hates people who say they hate the word moist are lying, and they like never.
Nobody even says that word.
Yeah, they're like, "Ooh, I
Like-
hate it," but it's like you're not. That everyone
Like,
everyone
why do
says
you
that,
hate
and
it?
you also don't hate that. You just think that because that's what everyone says. And I was like, that is very true.
But
I've
you'd
always
only
thought
hate
that.
it if there was like an underlying thing that made you hate it. So then you have some issues.
Well,
Attention seeking issue.
yeah. It's like when people say like, "Oh yeah, I smoke weed, but only to help me sleep." It's like, yeah, no. That might be a So we cut back in now.
Yes.
Sure.
When people say that, it's like, well, you don't know. You could just take fucking sleeping whatever medicine.
I will say though, as someone with insomnia, like I literally use anything and everything. Melatonin stopped working. I take Tylenol PM. That was like golden for a while, and now I take like prescription sleep medication, and even some nights it doesn't help me.
Okay.
So I can understand why someone would do that.
I can
But
understand
like, it
why
should
people
not
would
be
say.
every night.
I can understand why people are like, oh yeah, it helps me sleep, but it doesn't. You don't do it because it helps you sleep. You do it because it's
Because it
fucking
relaxes
awesome.
you.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like
It's fucking
I don't
Uh,
know. It's interesting.
I just thought of
I'm
something
sorry.
offensive. I don't think I can say it.
Well, I would
Like,
keep talking about it, but
could you imagine
not
someone
trying
saying
to.
like, "Oh yeah, I do heroin because, or I drink alcohol because I need help throwing up," or something like that.
They just fucking
I would have
pull trig.
Nah, man, it's the alcohol, bro. You need it.
No. My roommate dug a nose ring out of someone else's puke because they threw it up
Because they
after
were
a night.
A
throwing
nose ring?
Like
Does
I
she
have
wear gloves?
yes.
Okay, good. I was gonna
She
say.
is a queen and I love her so much. She will be in my wedding. I don't know who will be, but
Me.
yeah.
Wait,
I'm
so
gonna have
wait,
like 4 bridesmaids. That's it.
Okay, what?
wait. So
Sorry.
I'm confused. So
The girl.
how does the nose ring get? Because
It
the
was
puke come out of the
so
nose as well?
projectile that
No,
it just
she
came
like was
out.
like she blacked out beyond.
Oh,
But
okay.
and it was just like she probably bumped it or
Yeah,
something. But
it was
like
probably
had to,
already loose.
yeah. And it might have been now that I think of it, it was probably too recent. It was probably a stud and just kind of. But I was just like, where was I? I was probably taking care of something.
That's a true friend right there. If
Yeah.
she's gonna dig your freaking nose
I
ring out of
know.
your puke.
It's like
I've
You-
never blacked out.
You know that
Same.
I've not thrown up since the year 2019.
I threw up a few days ago.
Yeah. I also.
Anxiety.
Yeah. Does it
Um,
make you like kind of annoyed that I haven't like cried since August of 2021?
I like how you just know that.
I cried a lot yesterday,
I'm
but
on,
we don't need to talk about that.
I'm trying to beat my record.
What's your record?
My record is from November of 2019 to February of 2021, which it was
Are you
broken.
proud of this because of toxic masculinity and
No,
boys
no,
aren't supposed to
no.
cry?
Well, probably,
Or
but
That's kinda
you know the
sad.
media studies teacher we had.
Mm-hmm.
He broke my streak because I was like I
Well,
can't
didn't you
have
have
this
3
teacher.
classes with
3
him?
classes with him, and I was
My
doing bad in all of them
God.
because
I
he just
literally was doing so bad in his class for certain reasons that you two probably already know. He was so nice about like helping me, like actually giving me grace to like
yeah
catch up.
yeah.
Hmm.
I don't remember what it was.
I
Probably like
made
8
amends with
minutes.
him like in
Yeah.
the and halfway through the year. 'Cause after conferences, my mom talked to him, and then we like kind of built a better relationship.
I think I figured out that he like doesn't care about student like relationships unless like you make the effort to build one.
Right. Speaking of student
I have
relationships,
respect for him.
yeah, I have respect for him
Yeah.
now. Speaking of student relationships, you know the choir teacher you were just talking about?
Yeah.
You can cut this out if you think, or I can. Well, no, I don't know why I said you can cut this out, but I can cut this out if you want.
Okay.
But I just found out that someone from the grade below us recently, might have heard about this. Recently got a tattoo. Yeah, have you heard about this before?
No.
I'm
So
scared.
this person
Oh god.
got a quote of that he said tattooed, and not only that, yes, not only that,
I saw it and
but
I thought it was the worst placement. I have
but
no idea what it
not only
said.
that, but she got it to have him write it in his handwriting and then like tattooed that.
Well,
And that's where people I like that teacher and everybody like kind of
I
like
love him.
clowns on the choir kids because like oh that choir teacher is like
He's exceptional.
he's really good, but that kind of shit makes it look bad where it's like yeah people do kind of really
I
like
think
him
that's a lot of like
too much.
the girls specifically though too.
what the fuck? I want so many more tattoos now, though, since I got one.
Should we show our tattoos?
Tattoo
You
reveal.
can.
Here,
You'd have to go. You'd have to go
wait,
right
let
up to the
me go.
camera.
Let me go first.
Okay,
because
wait,
yours
see-
is better.
What do you mean hers is better? She has a fucking piece of shit thing on her hand.
No, this is my.
No,
This is
no.
my. I have another one.
I thought you had a different one.
Do you think this is in the camera?
You can see the. Oh, ask Linnea. Can you see that? Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see it.
Yeah.
Was that the butterfly with the
Yeah.
semicolon?
Yeah.
And then
Hers is really pretty.
I got a sunflower and I drew it. Oh, thank you. I drew something similar and the others kind of.
That's what I
Mocked
did
it up,
too.
but I was
That
just
might have been the cringiest part of the entire thing. That's the
When you
podcast.
see our tattoos, we're
No,
both
not
white
that.
girls.
No, not that.
Well, I got it because I had money because I didn't have to buy something that I thought I was going to, but it also was like the sunflower was kind of like
Significant.
yeah, and like a new
Yeah.
year and like I definitely changed a lot, but I think
I was
that's
gonna say I haven't in the year I've seen you, or in the year since when did I last see you? Probably last summer at some point.
probably like grad parties of some kind.
Yeah,
It's fun seeing the people from high school like blossom and some of them just like plateau.
like me.
What?
Exactly.
Wither
I still
away.
have a good relationship with you.
What do you mean? But I haven't done anything different than in high
Okay,
school.
yeah, but you haven't like changed like
That's
you're
exactly
much and like
the
you're
point.
I
I
know, but
plateaued.
like
I haven't
some
done
people
anything
have like changed for not the greatest.
for the worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, what was I gonna say about Linnea Urban? Something about Linnea Urban. Oh,
We're talking about tattoos?
yeah. I didn't know you had a nose ring.
I did. I did that in October. My mother hates the ring, and I really don't care.
That's what I could imagine.
She's like,
Does she like the stud?
yeah, but it, for various reasons, it's annoying because it gets snagged on literally everything.
Well, even sleeping, if you're
Yeah.
kissing someone, if you're out and about, like,
Yeah, that
or
would
if you're
suck.
out partying, like, people can fucking.
Yeah, and I just got this new one that's like closed all the way around because I had one that wasn't, and it was a pain in the ass.
When I got this one, it was almost fully healed, and then someone,
Oh yeah.
accidentally like. It was a
Yeah.
complete accident. Accidentally, like somehow got caught on it and literally ripped, bleeding
Oh.
everywhere. Yeah, it was
Like
not
ripped
good.
your entire ear apart.
No, but it was just like
The whole like.
it had just healed and
No,
it
I
like
know.
ripped the cartilage.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to bleed, but it was very bloody.
Really.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I just did a bunch of things because I wanted to, and I think that's an important part of life.
This is
to
the
learn.
age to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, I haven't really done a lot of cool experiences like some people do, like in college, but the ones I have had, like, definitely worth it. And I don't know. I'm really excited for next year.
Next year's gonna be so much better than last year.
I'm excited to not have to like share my sleeping area with someone else. That's probably not the same for you.
No, I got screwed by my housing situation. My roommate and I are in a dorm completely not where the sophomores have their dorms. And it's because of an issue they caused, and it was just this whole ordeal. And now we just found out that they're not moving us, so we're all the way across campus from all of our friends. And my roommate, she's on the hockey team, and this is like our dorm. Our athletic complex is all the way across campus. So like if she has practice or 9 a.m. or 6 a.m. lifts or something, like nobody wants to walk across campus.
No, like we
Not
have
early.
our like they
That
have
fly
really...
is pissing me off.
I know. Wait.
Oh my god.
No.
You heard it though. I watched it like
You had damaged tits.
Damage. Yeah.
I literally watched it go.
Our we have like on campus like apartments because we have a 2-year living requirement or whatever, which is
Must be nice.
because we are gonna get our own rooms and we have a kitchen, but it's also
That'll
the
be nice.
farthest away from everything. But I think I'd rather walk an extra
I agree.
1,000 steps a day to have my own space to go back to.
And like the kitchenette will just be really nice.
So nice. So I gotta get a whole kitchen of stuff.
Our cat food is horrible.
Your cat food is horrible?
Cafe.
I was gonna say I wouldn't want to eat cat food.
Cat food sucks.
Green View dining room. It was horrendous.
You know what?
That was what it's called in GDR, and like it was terrible. It was the worst.
Their food is just awful. And then when like tours come in, people will like they put out the good food when like tour groups are gonna be there, and I'm like, dude, you're screwing these kids over right now.
Oh, it's disgusting. If I never eat it there ever again, I will not be sad.
That's another thing that people say a lot is that like they complain about cafeteria food,
Yeah.
like high school cafeteria food. Like I feel like
I think high school cafeteria food is better than I never had it. I always had my own lunch, but
I
think
know.
it's
So that's
better
why
than our
what I was
caf
just about
food.
to say. People complain about it, but every single girl never got cafeteria food. They'd always bring their own lunch.
Facts.
Yeah, that's my problem. Like I'd much rather have like a little kitchenette area and like pay for my own food.
Yeah.
Cause like I'm on the smallest meal plan and I'm still losing money every month. Cause I don't know.
Yeah.
It's I'm too late. The quality of the food doesn't matter as the laziness of that I have to make my own food outweighs the like
Quality of the
my
food
my
you're eating.
my standards for food.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll have like not as good food if I don't have to make it myself.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just blew it off. I got it. There
You
was
got
a
it?
net. Sorry.
You know what we should do? So you know how I have this in the background?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my genius idea that we should do, all right? So we should right now have a big like thing that says like idiots or something on the screen, and then it's like a big yellow background with just the word idiot, and it's like an arrow pointing at the bottom right corner. That's like so I'm gonna be sitting here next week, and then whoever's sitting in this seat is gonna get pranked because it's gonna
Oh, 'cause
pop up
gonna
and
be
say
on the.
like idiots.
Okay.
So no, everybody who's listening to the I don't know who's gonna be on the next week's podcast right now, but hopefully they don't watch into 29 minutes into the episode or 20 however many minutes, probably less than that because we cut some
It's
stuff
okay. I
out.
only ever make it 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, but yeah. So then that'll just pop up and they're gonna be like, "How did you do that?" I'm like, "Well, it was in the last week's episode." It doesn't it would yeah. And then okay, so then I also have the chapters and the descriptions so we can like you can like see what we're talking about at certain points. So we should just title that like something completely separate from what we were just talking about, like painting or something.
Painting.
Yeah, I just saw the painting across the room, so I was like, well, we'll title that chapter painting, and then people will think like, oh yeah, boring. I'm not gonna actually go to that part, and then like, whoever's on next week is gonna get pranked because they're gonna be idiot.
I wonder if people ever actually look at those and like click on the.
Yeah, sometimes
Sometimes.
you can. Yeah, I can see on the in the analytics, I can see when people skip around. So I'm like, oh, people want to hear about this. Okay, you know what I mean? A little bit of a fun fact for you.
Fun fact.
You know what I just realized?
What?
Our last names are the same and our first names are the same. I'm the common denominator, baby.
Yeah, you're the, if me and Linnea merged, it would be you. Even though me and Linnea are nothing like you at all. Who do you think is the most different out of all three of us? Like, who do you think is the most, like, who do you think about,
like
like,
personality-wise?
yes.
Or how we look?
No, well, no shit.
I think you're the most different.
Do you think you two are most alike? Like, which pairing of us is the most
grew
alike?
up together.
Yeah.
Like,
And like did
You
a
two
bunch
did.
Of, a bunch of the same
we grew up
sports.
in the locker room, like talking about all these like younger girl things, and now we talk about big adult
The
things.
things I realized that I cared about during high school seem so goddamn insignificant. Like,
Can you cut this out?
What? You want me to cut that out?
yes, please.
Okay.
I literally will never forget that, and now we like talk about all these other
Yeah.
things. And it's
Like, I
we
don't
grew up
know.
together.
What? I don't know. I mean, just watching like my brother interact with other people, and I'm like, oh my god, they think everyone else is watching them, and literally everyone is thinking about themselves, and it's just stupid. Like, why did I care so much what I thought other people thought about? Like, it's just like,
You know, it's funny. Working where I work, customers are the same way.
yeah.
No, like
Like,
they
they
only
always-
care
they're
about
like-
themselves, like getting what they want right away. Nobody's ever patient. Everyone's super entitled, and it's really sad.
That's not what I
It's
thought you were
so
gonna say.
sad.
When I worked at
That's
Culver's,
insane.
I noticed everyone who always said, "Oh, this is probably a stupid question," or like, "Oh, sorry, I'm wasting your time." Those were always the people that had like a completely normal question.
Yeah.
But there's obviously all the people that were actually the assholes were never like, "Oh, sorry, I'm being an asshole right now." I never was
No, of
like,
course not.
nobody was ever like, "Oh, sorry, I'm being an asshole," and in my head I was like, "Yeah, you are being an asshole."
One time I did have a lady. It's always the older ladies that are complete bitches. And this one lady
Because they don't give a fuck.
Exactly. But this one lady was being absolutely horrible. And then she kept saying like, you know, I don't mean to like cause any trouble or like I'm sorry if I'm coming off as rude. And then she would just keep being rude, and I was like, bro.
I'm sorry to be rude, but you're the ugliest person I've ever met, and I hope you die.
I haven't had an emotional breakdown in our bathroom now in like a year.
It's pretty good.
In the cub. Oh fuck! Do you want me to cut that out?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Customers are mean.
Really?
Yeah,
I
they can
work
be
at
really rude.
a place now, like this summer, that deals with clientele that are also highly entitled, and it's like, we're trying our best here. Like,
Just
could you
take a
just
second.
calm down? We're
Yeah.
gonna get you your shit, and then you can go. Just relax. Like, it's just so frustrating.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
One time a lady made me cry. Or no, she didn't make me cry. But I remember this vividly. So for our job, when you're like managing the front end, you literally stand in one spot and oversee all the cashiers and the self-checkouts and stuff, right? So one time, this lady's thing went red. So when they go red, we have to go and clear it or like help them
Yeah.
with whatever happened. And I walked over and I was like, "Oh, can I help you with anything?" And she was like, I don't think so. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, then the machine must have just gotten mad at you." Because like I just say that to be
Yeah, as a
lighthearted.
joke.
Like,
Yeah.
so I fixed it, and she was like, "Shouldn't you be doing your job?" And I was like, I was like, "Ma'am, my job is to stand right there and help people when their lights go red. That is what I'm doing." She was like, "Oh, so you don't do anything?" And I was like, "I mean, yeah, I just stand there and wait for something to happen, someone to need my help." She was
That is
so rude.
that is
Like,
so
why don't
cringe.
you do your job, lady?
Everybody-
You don't know the other person's job, so why don't you just shove it up your butt?
Everybody in the world should have to work at like a grocery store or a fast
Where
food
they have
restaurant
to
once.
work with people, like
Like, understand what the real world
Yeah.
is like.
I know some people that have literally never had a job.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
you're a junior in college and you have not had a job yet.
Yeah.
That is, it's actually sad. Like,
But-
I'm just like, what are your parents teaching you in life?
My resume is pretty stacked. If I do say so myself.
Like, do something.
That's how Willem used to be back in like junior year of high school. He always used to bitch all the time, like it was before like until he got his job. He'd
Oh,
always
I forgot he
he,
does
he'd,
that.
he'd always complain to me about like oh, Culver's was so bad last time I was there. I'm like, well, fuck you. We don't have anybody working there. So
Well, also, I think didn't his parents give him a card that they would put money on for him?
I don't know. One time, okay, this is a funny story actually. One time I was working at Culver's and you know the big like the big tall concrete mixer things, like the big
Mhm.
like the largest
The
size.
machine
Yeah.
or the
No, no,
actual
no, the
thing?
size of the
Okay,
cup. Do you know how
yeah.
like large
That
those
is
are?
so much.
Okay, so
They're super
one time
fucking
someone came in at
too.
like 9:30 or something, 30 minutes before it
Yeah.
closed, and asked for, or actually no, it wasn't, I think I might have been over, might have been like 9, right? But the
Yeah.
point is there wasn't a lot of people working.
Yeah.
We were cleaning up, right?
Yeah.
But we had, like at this time it was like the beginning of fall, end of summer, so we still had the lemon ice. And sometimes that lemon ice is really easy to scoop, and that's when it's the best because like
Yeah.
you can just scoop it in.
Scoop it.
But sometimes it's really cold, like frozen, kind of hard to. And you
Yeah.
just go. That's the noise it makes when you have the scooper. So we it took like 80 million years to get these two. We had two talls right at the end of the night, so it took me like 80 million years to fill them up. And then I think it was either me or whoever filled up, like tried to mix it, like fucked it up and chipped the lid, like because there's like that little dome lid and it's plastic. So if you put it in wrong, you can chip it, and there's plastic that goes into
In
the
the
thing.
drink.
So obviously, then we had to remake the entire
Yeah.
thing. So then we had to do that for both of them, and we had to go and 4 times, right? We finally give it to the
How long does
person,
that
and
take?
she was so pissed, right? It took us like 10 minutes probably. Let's be honest, because but everyone was also doing other things.
Yeah.
And she was the only person in the drive-through. So I get to class the next day, and Willem was like, "Were you working at Culver's last night?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he's like, "Did you take like 80 years to fill up the things?" And I was like, "What?" And I'm like, "I think I know what you're talking about, but what are you talking about?" And he's like, "That my mom went to the Culver's last night,
It
and
was
she said,
married?
yeah, and she said people were taking forever to." And I was like, "Oh, that's funny."
I
Yeah.
can tell you it's 10 times worse now, though. I sat in the drive-through for 30 minutes waiting for my food.
That's because
The people they hire are not
the people
like
who
competent.
that Culver's is one of the only jobs that hires really young, and so they just get people who are really young, and
Well, so they
then
can pay them less too.
and so they can pay them less because and now I think I might have shot myself in the foot while working there because I think none of my people in our grade really started working there after I started working there. I think that's because I nonstop complained about it for 2 years. And so
Oh.
Yeah.
nobody was like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna work at Culver's."
Someone who worked there works at Cub now.
Oh, is
She doesn't work there anymore. She got her EMT certifications.
okay.
I
I'll
know,
cut that
it
name out though.
sucks. I miss her.
Who is it? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, he's the worst.
He's actually fine. I heard apparently like the first like week or two he was very rude. Um but, but like then he caught on and he's been fine.
Okay.
So he's doing a good job.
He got hired when I was. He got hired, and he started making more than me when he started, and then he
I
didn't
would
do
be
anything.
pissed.
He refused to learn how to do the register, so he just literally just pretty much
And now
just
he works at a
ran
job where
orders.
he has to use the register.
Yeah, and then
No, he
everyone
does a good
hated
job.
him. Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyways,
I was gonna say something.
What was another thing we were gonna? We're gonna talk
okay.
about.
I was gonna talk about Culver's quick.
We have been talking about Culver's the last 20 minutes.
Every time I drive by there after work, there's still a line at 10 p.m. Like, I saw Chris leaning out, like, helping people, and I was like, they're supposed to be closed. Like, what? I felt so bad.
Yeah.
Chris just looks pissed every time I go there.
They must
feel
be.
bad for him.
Every time he quits, I think they offer him a raise. Pretty
They
much.
do to keep him there.
Yeah. If he leaves,
they're screwed.
They're fucked.
Royally.
Yes.
He's very good at his job.
Yeah. He deals with a lot of bullshit with upper people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, what's a more fun thing to talk about other than? Alright.
Oh.
So I have to clap to sync the video with this thing.
Gotcha.
That's why why are you so mean to me?
This is a joke.
Huh? No, but you come to my house. I haven't seen you in months. First thing you say.
And I made fun of you twice.
The first thing you say is, "Wow, what's up with your hair?" It's like, wow,
okay,
thanks,
maybe that's
bitch.
how worse than it was. It is not what the tone of my voice sounded like.
No, then I said.
Oh wait, we have it on video.
And then I said, no, we don't. That was it. Oh,
No.
wait, maybe we do. Oh, yeah, we do, yeah.
Well,
and then
it
I
wasn't
said,
gonna be-
yeah, cut the Lucas in the future. Cut the part where Linnea made fun of my hair right now. Yeah.
What's with your hair?
I got a haircut. What do you mean? Oh, fuck you.
Oh
I'm
no.
gonna move
What do you mean, what's with my hair? What? And then we come back and I'll be like, wow, see, wasn't that really mean?
Shit, I forgot to
Oh.
start it over when it.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
My computer just blue screened, which has never once happened in the history of my life.
It was a very traumatic.
I was like,
Time.
I thought the episode was gone. I thought we were gonna have to I was gonna have to retell the Linnea Urban prank, switcheroo prank. I thought I was gonna have to tell that again, and you guys would have to pretend to laugh again. And then I thought we were gonna have to talk about the Linnea's pyramid scheme again.
Oh gosh, it's been just.
I would have been mad.
Yeah.
And then I would have
And then you guys would have been like, we probably just would have talked about completely different things.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, anyways, what we were talking about. How.
My eyes are being like.
I looked at her. She went.
Well, they're like.
My contacts are so dry right now. I'm getting goopies in
I
my
went to the
eyes.
dermatologist today. It's wonderful, but basically to
favorite
fix
place.
my eyeballs because there's weird little bumps underneath it from being outside all the damn time.
Sunspots.
Those are called freckles.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Were they
I got
little
lots
white
of those.
bumps?
No, they're like.
You know what I want to be?
I wanna call
You know
my
what I want
eyes
to be
rusty.
for my job, right?
Is it a
A
dermatologist?
dermatologist.
That's a good career.
I go to med school. I'm still a doctor, but I can work in 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
You have never been to the dermatologist?
I
I
have
don't think
once.
most people have.
Most people don't unless they have actual concerns.
You know where I have also never been that I'm sure you've been is the chiropractor.
Do you remember when I was injured?
You
I
seem like the type
injured
of
my
person who's
back.
like, oh, I gotta go to the chiropractor 3 times a week.
No, well, it's funny because when I got injured my sophomore year, I think it was my sophomore year. Yeah, because COVID was junior.
Junior
When I
year.
got injured my sophomore year, one of my vertebrae rotated out of place.
Oh, that's
So they had to get it back. But then my back was so fucked up that I had to go 3 times a week. So I would miss an hour of school.
What did I just say?
3 times a week for literally 2 months. I don't go anymore.
Yeah, I know.
But-
No, I was just playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's funny, you guys both are my friends, but I know so much more about you because I'm on 8 of your private stories. So you literally every time Linnea gets a new shirt, I know about it. But
Hey, guys!
Linnea posts on her main story once every 3 months.
I never
I guess
post on my
Instagram,
main
maybe.
story either, though. That's why I have privates.
I have one private story, but it was mostly I would occasionally post
teammates?
about college and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was on that.
But now I've
feel
turned
like I
it
was
just
on
to
that.
nonsense,
Yeah.
just weird shit. And I feel like maybe there'll be more of that, but
I don't feel a need.
there's no content anymore. I don't have
There's
to.
no
care.
shenanigans.
There are no shenanigans.
We're
You need to start getting up to some more shenanigans this summer.
We're just
I do
working
need some
and doing
shenanigans.
school, so
I
it's
miss-
not that
I
exciting.
miss all my shenanigan givers.
Yeah.
All my college buddies are just all over the place. I mean, one of my roommates is in Norway, the other is in Bozeman, and the other's in Colorado right now fighting fires like a bad bitch. Because she's a queen.
So
But
she's a firefighter?
she works for the Forest
Oh,
Service.
nice.
Yeah, and she loves it.
So why do people come to Minnesota to go to school?
I
That is
remember.
such a damn good question.
There's so many Texans that go to my college.
I do love Duluth though.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it too.
I love it.
But like, I'm sorry, why St. Peter? Like,
Who are you
why?
talking to? Wait,
Gus.
was that? Wait. What's
the
it?
Texans?
What is St. Peter? Is that where she goes to school?
That's
No.
where my college is.
Oh, I thought.
But it's
oh,
like,
okay.
a lot of them came for like sports because they were recruited. But it's like,
I mean, there was an Australian kid.
yeah,
Multiple. There was someone from Jamaica, and like I was like, where the heck did you
how
find
did you
Saint
choose this
Scholastica
school?
in Duluth? I don't understand. Like skiing, okay, got it. You're from Norway. We've had another Norwegian. Oh, he's funny, but anyway, like that makes sense. But I'm like, you're here to play football. Oh, there's this kid that was in one of my classes. Was I telling this to today? Oh, someone else. But he was literally like, I'm sorry. I'm so exhausted.
That was funny.
I like this monologue. You're like,
I like how we're just gearing up.
Me and Linnea were just like you switched
We're
talking. You talked like 3 different things, and me and Linnea gave no feedback the entire time.
We're just listening, waiting for it to come out.
So we had like our freshman class, and we stayed with those same people the entire time.
Yeah, I hear ya.
On the first day of class, we're like doing introductions or whatever. And it's like, oh, what's your major? Like, what do you want to be? And this kid goes, computer science, because, well, if my football career doesn't work out, I gotta have a backup. I was like,
he wants to go pro?
My brother in Christ, you are at the College of St. Scholastica, where you got
Is it D2?
D3.
D3?
And you've moved from UMAC to MIAC, and apparently that's
You're in the MIAC now?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
I saw Sam Rebay at a cross country meet.
What does that mean? What is UMAC and MIMAC?
It's different conferences.
Yeah, so we're now with like St. Olaf and
they're with all the private colleges, like
which is harder, like for some reason. But I was like, dude, you literally got beat every single football game, like 50, like maybe 6. Like your football career is not working out. Like
he wants to go pro.
I was like,
if you don't go D1, you're already not.
I was like, no, absolutely not. He was a quarterback and thought he was the shit. And I was like, all right, man.
You'd be D1 if you were the shit.
Sit down. You're from Oregon. Calm down. Like, it was just so bad.
That's what's funny when people who are, like, in high school that are, like, overly, like, into sports.
Yeah.
And it's like... And, like, people like, oh, you play tennis? It's like, yeah, but I don't actually think I'm, like, good at tennis, and I don't, want to pursue it or anything. I just do it because it's fun.
See,
like, you're not going to, like, become a professional baseball player, so what are you making fun of me for?
We cared a lot about our sport, but I think that's just because it, like, made us want to take care of our bodies, and all of us wanted to be better all the time.
Yeah.
And we always pushed ourselves.
I mean, like, my goal was to ski in college, and then I was like, oh, you can run too, and I was like,
you're the exception to this, because you actually are like...
She didn't want to.
Yeah,
she ended up doing it.
I did run cross country because it was like, oh, all the skiers are doing it, and I ended up really liking it a lot more than I thought I would, because the coach is awesome, and like we just get to mess around all the time. But like, I don't know, I'm not making crazy goals of like Olympics or pro or anything, but like just enjoying like working hard. I mean, by the end of the season, I was done.
Yeah.
It was so long.
We both told each other, like, because we were in high school track. I was 5 years.
I was all, because I started in 8th grade. So I was
so we were both 5 years. And, like, we had a lot of it, but we both told each other we're not going to spend the rest of our life running in circles. We were both done. I think it's my favorite sport to be in. Like, I reminisce every time spring comes around. But...
Okay, but like, I went to the conference and section meet this year, which were awesome to watch because we have some crazy fast athletes. But like,
sorry,
I think like and then going back to watch like high school like races, and I would watch people line up for the mile, and I was like, yeah, I never want to do that again.
Yeah,
like if I
paid our dues.
Yeah, like if I've been encouraged to do track at Scholastica, and I think that if I did, I would be like, I would not be running the mile. Thank you very much. I'll be running a 400 and 800.
Yeah.
That's about it. Like, And the trek season is so short, like outdoor. It's
It
like
really
literally
is.
like, I mean, you get done with skiing
It's
in
like
March,
2 months, not even.
and then early May. But I don't know.
I think it's good that you just have your 2 things going
Yeah.
on, because
Like,
even that's
spring
a
was
lot of work, and
really
you have
nice.
school.
Spring was nice because I started lifting more, and that was a lot of fun because I just got to like do my own thing instead of structured sports, which I thought might feel weird, but it was really nice.
Kind of refreshing.
Yeah, because I haven't not had a coach telling me what to do since like 6th grade, so that was
Even
lovely.
telling us how many freaking calories to eat every day, or like asking us what we ate and saying, "Oh
Yeah.
no, you can have this instead."
They would say that.
Well, yeah, because I know me and Linnea, no one else really was, but we
Yeah.
were very like strict with ourselves about what we ate.
Yeah, and
like
I mean,
having good healthy food, good
yeah,
good fats, not
Yeah.
many carbs except for like the day before a meet.
right. And
Maybe that's why we didn't have butts.
not anymore.
Yeah, now we don't care. I think our junior and senior years we stopped
we were
caring.
just like,
About the calorie stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
and-
because we weren't gonna get any worse.
no, and I think
Or any better.
my thing is now. I don't want to get into like too like philosophical here or some shit, but people aren't listening to this point anyway. So basically, I just think like I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Sorry, Lucas.
Sorry, Lucas took it out. Anyway, but like I feel like with the whole like eating disorder thing, and I just feel like you gotta eat what makes you feel good and feeling your body to like do things that even like normal people things. Like I don't.
We wouldn't even let ourselves have donuts.
I know, and I was
like
I'm gonna have the damn donut
Yeah.
if I want it. Like, and I'll run it off later if I feel that way. But I don't know. It's just it's fun to have a different. Like I loved my high school coach, and his son actually goes to Scholastica, so I've gotten to know him a little bit better. But it has been nice to have a new set of coaching. But he's
we were with
he's
them for so
always
long.
there, and like I'll be like, broski, I need help. Like my coach is pissing me off. What do I do? And he's like, well, here's what you can do. And I'm like, cool. So I don't know. It's been a really good experience. So I'm glad to.
Well, even our high school coach, I was with him in middle school too. I
Yeah.
know you weren't because we went to different
Yeah.
middle schools, but like I was with him for 8 years.
Yeah.
like, love the guy,
Love
but
the guy.
it's a nice change of pace. Sorry, Lucas. We've been like chatting it up, and he's just like,
I don't know. What do you
Mm.
want to talk about?
I don't know. Nobody cares, anyways.
oh my god, I'm crying about it.
No, I care.
You really
I
want,
did that as a joke.
You really want to go there?
No.
I was gonna say.
Wait, what were you gonna come back with?
You're
I
gonna.
see something festering.
You're gonna call me out for complaining about stuff.
I only complain when it gets really bad.
So it must be bad a lot.
Facts. No, when's the last time I complained in my private? Besides my pants not fitting.
So yesterday, probably, you had like an 8-part series about
No,
how.
I didn't.
Yeah, okay, fine. Like 5-part series about why like you.
It wasn't even a full minute.
Okay, fine.
It
It was actually less than usual, which is why
Yeah.
I actually tuned in that time.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I was proud of myself.
sometimes I'll start listening and I'm like, wait, how long is this? Skip. Oh shit. Okay, this is gonna be an hour long. I'm not gonna listen to this entire thing.
Yeah.
It's like good for me to like, I don't know. It's like my way of like talking to someone because I don't really talk to people since I'm always working and stuff.
Yeah.
That's this for me.
It's good.
Wait, what were you saying though? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you were complaining about your pants or whatever, and then I said I slid up on your story, and I was like, you should talk about this debacle on the podcast tomorrow, and you said no.
Debacle. I am dramatic. I will admit it.
We're calm mannered though when we need to be.
But
You're probably the least dramatic person in this room.
that is true. That is true.
It's you
it's
and
the Hansons.
not well. Okay, it's you, then me, and then a sizable gap, and then Linnea.
Are you kidding me? I said the one who's sitting over there screaming when his computer went
Okay, I
blah.
would do that.
I didn't. I screamed yes when it worked, and then I was like, oh my god, because I thought we were gonna have to redo 40 minutes of podcast.
I will say though, like looking
I have
back,
shit to do after this. I don't want
Yeah.
to. I have places to go.
looking back at like my younger self, I've changed a lot.
Yes, you have.
And that's for like a lot of reasons, not very good reasons, like more like trauma. But like I'm very quiet now. Like even in college, like when I'm with my friends, like yeah, but I'm still not fully like, you know, I don't know. I'm very quiet now. And like in my classes, I didn't talk to anyone. I don't know.
I feel like
It's
nobody
very
talks in
different.
class anymore. Even
I
I don't
know.
talk in class. I feel like
It's just,
every
I'm
Did
very
you guys have
different.
to wear masks for most of the year?
most of the
Yeah.
year.
Okay, yeah, because we got them off like.
They also made everyone that wasn't vaccinated get vaccinated. And I think if you weren't boosted, there was a point where they lifted the mask
Are you serious?
mandate, but if you weren't
Oh, we're
boosted,
boosted.
you had to wear it.
I thought that there's yeah,
A
that's
lot of people were really mad, but I was like,
yeah. To me, it's like I don't really give a
whatever.
shit. I feel like okay, this is my theory
Wearing
on
a mask for an hour and then taking it off. It's not like you're wearing it for 7 hours a day at school.
my
Like,
theory is that certain if people who actually never mind, this doesn't make any sense. I was gonna say like for me like the COVID thing happened right at the end of my like right as I was transitioning into adulthood.
yeah.
So like I've been told what to do pretty much my entire life, and then people now the government is like, oh yeah, do this. I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But
Like,
but people who
whatever.
get there, people who are like some people who are stupid adults, they're the people who are like, wait a minute, I'm getting told what to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear a mask.
Well,
But it's like, it's not that big of a deal. It's a piece of fabric over your mouth. Like, it's really not that hard. And like the I can't breathe shit. I had a customer once that had oxygen and he was like breathing, like super labored breathing, and he was still wearing a mask.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
Well-
I've worn it to literally like interval sets for
Yeah.
skiing, and because someone got exposed that was really like in my vicinity.
yeah.
And I mean, I haven't had it yet. But...
I've never had COVID, but it was nice having masks because I used to get a cold every month. Do you guys remember this in
No.
high
I
school?
feel like I do.
Literally had a cold
Oh
every
wait,
month.
yes, I
But it
do.
would always be like a 3 week cycle, so I'd always be like perfectly healthy for a week or two, and then I'd get sick again.
Yeah.
But like when we wore masks, I never got sick. It was so nice.
People.
That's why I haven't
Do you
thrown
like-
up since 2019.
Oh, well. Let's just say I haven't thrown up in a really long time. But you know.
Anyways, what I was gonna say was
Sorry.
it was something about oh shit, what was I gonna say? Something about COVID or something.
I don't know.
It was no
Oh, I know you're doing your adulthood. You're talking
wait
about
nope
stupid
nope.
adults.
It was after that. Nope, wait. It was something with like something with you. Well, no, I was gonna say. Oh,
You, Linnea.
I was gonna say it's interesting how you were talking about like how you used to be different
Yeah.
because we all used to be different when we were in like whatever sixth grade.
Yeah.
But me and you were friends when we were in sixth grade. But
We were actually enemies.
oh, that's true. We're actually we're arch
Arch
nemesis.
nemesis.
That's why you.
The
That's why
librarian.
you were in Catman on Loudmouth season 1 as the librarian. Anyways,
They cut me out. I wasn't exciting enough.
huh?
You cut me out.
Well,
I
season
wasn't
2.
exciting
No,
enough.
you were in the last episode.
Oh, I was.
You were in season 2 in the Star Wars special.
Oh.
Per.
You were Princess Leia because you were the only female character in Catman on Loudmouth.
Yeah.
She's hot. I'll take it.
Oh,
Wow, I did not draw you very fast. I drew with you with your glasses and stuff.
Oh god.
Okay, wait. What were you saying?
Well, anyways,
Sorry, we keep getting
it's
distracted.
it's like the people who like I used to be friends, like I was friends with at the time. Like we've all changed, but we all changed to like in different ways, and we're still friends because like and there's people who have changed differently, and then I'm not friends with anymore. But then me and you have changed to where we like weren't friends for a period of time, and then we were friends again.
Well, I feel like our friendship is like we could go without talking for a few months
Correct.
and then like start talking again like nothing happened.
That's why your first podcast episode wasn't until like episode 79.
Really?
Yes. Even
Okay.
though like I used to be really good friends with you, you weren't on the podcast until way later. So then you had to start being friends with me.
What?
So you-
No, I stopped talking
I got
to
desperate.
everyone.
Okay.
No, it was. We're not gonna get into it.
Yeah.
It's cool though, cause like that's how you know those are like genuine friends. Like you can grow and change, and you still like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like me and Kaiser. Been friends for like
Ben?
15 years.
Ben Kaiser?
Preschool.
Oh.
Isn't it weird how you want to hear a weird stat, Linnea?
Mhm.
Isn't it or Linnea? Yeah, I guess both of you. Isn't it weird that she's been on more episodes than you?
You've been on a lot. Haven't you been on like
This is my,
5?
third.
This is your
No.
5th
Fifth.
or 4th.
guess
This is your
fourth.
4th and her 3rd.
Fourth because I
No, this is my.
there was my last
This
one.
is your
I feel
third.
like
Oh,
we
it
were
is my third.
playing-
Yeah, it was the season finale.
Yeah.
It was Are You Smarter Than a Third Grader?
Yes,
That sounds
I do
fun.
not believe
You did not win.
I
Jack Dunn actually
That
won, even though
sounds
Simon was on the
fun.
episode. Jack Dunn won. I think
No, like,
I wonder if Jack Dunn
Hey,
cheated in that.
Jack.
oh yeah,
He got like 11 out of 25. It was pretty
yeah.
good.
I not.
11 out of 25?
They're
They're hard
pretty
I
questions.
want to
easy
play now.
questions.
I have the
You'll have to send
answer
me the
questions on my
thing.
phone.
Yeah,
They're all questions that Henry knows. It's all based around things. It's Henry's
Henry
set of
knows.
knowledge. So
Henry's
it's
set of knowledge.
sometimes it's like a question about like Fortnite. Sometimes
Oh
it's a question about
God.
like religion or something.
Religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, do you remember your first day of 6th grade? I was the
Yes.
first person you sat down next to.
hmm
I wasn't there. I was
Well, that was the
somewhere
first
else.
time like I'd ever met this kid. I was like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah. I was no to the school. I remember my first time meeting a lot of people. I remember my first time meeting you.
Yeah.
It was when we were in
What was
it was
it?
in ninth grade English class,
Oh,
and Linnea was always like, "Can you guys shut the fuck up?" Whenever,
You?
me?
yeah, it was me and Abby, and me, Abby, and other people. We'd be like clowning. We'd be like,
Okay, the thing was, I like literally knew like maybe 2 people, and so then
You
I'd heard
me.
of you.
You
when
me.
when I you were one of the 2.
Yeah, I'd heard
When
of
I
you
like
through her.
Probably.
She's like, yeah, my friend Linnea, not me, Linnea, the other Linnea. And I was
um
like, yeah, no
yeah,
shit,
and like
not you.
I when I like
No
went to
shit, not
college
you.
and everyone was like, "Oh my god, I don't know how to make friends," and I was like, "I've done this within the past 4 years." Like I mean, I think I was advantaged for that, making like new connections because I had to do it so often. But I don't know. I mean, I'm glad I met everybody, and I had some really fun times. But I probably did yell at you a couple times because I used to be like, "Shut up!"
I was never annoyed by the fact you were
No.
yelling at me.
That's what I liked about my college because our first few days on campus, just the freshmen were there and they had a bunch of events that everyone went to.
Yep.
And we all met each other and everyone was just so excited to get to know each other that like it made it really easy. And like my good friends, my friend group now are the people I met literally the first night.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I can't apply it. I was talking with a bunch of people that Jonah was with, and then I never talked to them ever again.
For
Probably
me,
music kids.
we were.
Doesn't matter. Willem never talked to him ever again.
I got like to campus 2 weeks before anyone else did.
Oh right.
So by the time that all that freshman stuff was doing, we were like, we have practice, like we have stuff to do.
That's what happened with the football
We've been
guys.
here for 2 weeks and I don't want to be here.
That's what happened with the
And
football
it's, like,
guys. They skipped everything.
It kind of makes me like sad in some ways because like, oh, like I only have skier friends. Though I love my skier friends. It is just
You're with them all the time.
little bubble, and then when you're like out in the actual world, you're like, oh, okay. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna try to branch out a little bit more this year. Not too much because I really like my friends, but just enough to like bring some other people in. And
Yeah, college is the first time I've ever had like a small group of friends.
yeah,
Like I don't like in high school. I was always friends with like a big wide group of people.
Mm-hmm. But,
Like
acquaintances
I'm like
with a lot of
I'm
people.
like
Like, I
sort
think I
of
knew a lot of
I'm like
people,
sort
but-
of connected to a lot of different like friend groups.
yeah.
Well, and like in college too, those friend groups changed a lot from the beginning of the year to the end of the year too.
Oh,
Yeah, but I'm
Like
still
strewn in
I didn't
different.
stop being friends with anybody during college. Like I still see
I
people all the
did.
time. Wow, you're different than me.
I was just so busy, and I do feel bad, but I didn't see anyone really from home because I couldn't come home for Thanksgiving. I was barely home at Christmas. Like, came home for 3 days at Easter. Like, I really was never home. And, like, I don't know. Some part of me feels guilty for not reaching out more, but it's also like...
You're in college.
I was literally busy all the time. Ski season is so draining.
I was gonna mention, like, the football guys. Like, the guys in our friend group are football guys. So is my boyfriend, obviously. But, like, that one night I met them, that was the one event they went to.
Yeah.
And, like, it was fate. We were put in a same group, and we all, like, vibed and clicked with each other. And then they, like, invited us back to their dorm, and, like, the rest was history. Like, they're my best friends now.
I love your boyfriend, by the way.
Why?
The one time I was on a phone call with you and your boyfriend, he didn't say a single word. I was like, "Yep, this is the kind of thing." I feel like if I was in a relationship with Linnea, this is what I can figure. I could picture that happening.
With Julia, he'll add in, but like usually if I'm on the phone with a friend and he's like in the
I've
room,
met him, yeah.
yeah, he
met
just
him.
sits there. He's just part of it.
Oh, I could just imagine you
doesn't-
just talking about stuff, and then he's just like,
That happened
Uh-huh.
with me and Linnea when I
Uh-huh.
was at his
Yeah.
house once. He just
Yeah.
kind of sat there. He was like, "Hey."
I think mine would actually do the same thing. But he'd be.
They're just trying to let us have our own space.
Do you think your boyfriends are both gonna hate me when I said in the first 5 seconds that you guys should break up?
No.
Okay.
Well, mine's in the butt fuck middle of nowhere at the moment, so I don't think he's gonna hear.
Okay, good. Yeah, fuck you, bitch! No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Right? We love you. But yeah, no, it's just different. You have different life happenings and.
It's nice that we have the Be Quiet podcast to bring us all together.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it crazy how, like, when would I have ever seen Linnea Urban ever again?
Seriously,
'Cause, like,
no.
I was like, let's bring Linnea on.
Obviously, I'm friends with Linnea Urban,
Yeah.
but
like
It's not like,
but I would never just ask her to hang out
yeah.
because unless we're in like a group, but like
yeah.
we're not in the same. We're not
Maybe
like.
we should
We
try
should.
at some point.
What's
like,
the group? What's the
I
group
don't-
with me and you?
We
I
can
don't
talk
know.
What's the
about
common
we can
denominator?
talk about this later.
But
Mackenzie?
I have not.
We don't care. I don't.
She hasn't like talked to anyone since.
I talked to her.
Joe Ever. I can say that name, right?
Yeah, he's been on the
I've
podcast.
I saw Joe's mom today at the place at my employment.
Oh my
employment
gosh.
place. And I did not recognize her at all. And then I was like, Everson? What? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Because I'm just like running stuff everywhere. And I was just like,
It's funny because I haven't talked to Mackenzie, but she's someone like I would always have a good time with, like when I was around her. But it's funny because our little Spanish group has a Life 360 thing.
oh,
And I know the only thing, like, I would never talk to Mackenzie, but I would always get notifications, like, of her driving everywhere. Like, she was always driving places. So I'd be, like, thinking of her because it would, like, pop up.
I'm
Like,
so
"Oh,
glad I
Mackenzie."
do not have.
So I wouldn't talk to her, but I would stalk her location.
No, I would just get notifications like so and so completed whatever mile drive. And I'm like,
Jack
oh,
Dunn.
alright.
Jack Dunn, by the way, I was driving with him the other day. This is different than what you're gonna think. I'm gonna tell a different story than what I'm
Okay.
actually gonna say. We were in the same car ride, like seconds before. Okay, let me just say what happened. Right. So before this podcast started, I was talking to you, and I said we were driving. Me and Jack Dunn were driving to Canes, and he thought he
Oh,
saw
yeah.
you, and then I said no, Linnea Hanson was in Utah, and then but a couple seconds before that,
Land of the Mormons.
a couple seconds before that, he said, "You need to add me to. You need to share a location with me on Snapchat." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Cause I need to. I don't know, just do it." And I said, "No, that's weird. I've
No.
never. I do not have that shit activated on Snapchat for anyone."
I will say on my campus, like I never like used Snap Maps until I went to college because if anyone forgot their key card or
Yeah.
anything, we would just like, or if we were at the bars or something and we go back to our dorms, like we would look at Snap Maps to see who was recently on there and be like, "Yo, can you please let me in?" It was super
Yeah.
clutch, and then you'd like know who was hanging out with who, and then you'd be like, "Hey."
Yeah.
It's super
Yeah.
nice.
Well, that's why you have.
I feel even weird even on Venmo when people Venmo me and then people are like, then people can see like anyone who's in my contacts or their contacts can see that I was with them.
Or like you. Paid
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It's funny every time like you're on Venmo, you like can see other people's past
I
ones.
sometimes
Exactly.
I'm like,
The captions are funny.
I'm like, why is Marcus Flynn paying fucking Grace McGinnis or something like that? I don't know.
I do not see that because I have not spoken to either of them.
Doesn't matter if you have spoken to them.
Well,
You
they're
just,
not
if you
in my
have their
contacts.
contacts.
They're definitely not in my contacts. Sorry, guys. No offense, but yeah, I don't know. Life is just different.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
hard.
broke.
Same with you, by the way. The thing I was talking about with her, same with you. When would I ever see you if we weren't doing the podcast? Like, what group could me and you mutually hang out with?
I feel like
I guess we don't really
Yeah,
need.
we would.
I feel
No,
like we
I'm
would
asking
figure
you,
it out.
what group of people would me and you be included in that we were both at? Like, who
Oh,
was there?
Like 10 people that you would be two of.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the same thing with you.
But I feel like it could overlap. Like it'd be fine.
Oh,
I
like
could think of a handful of people.
We would all work it. Like it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
But what would automatically be like, oh, let me text Lucas, Linnea
Exactly.
Hanson, and Linnea Urban about it. Like that wouldn't.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Wouldn't make sense.
That's why That's why you gotta have the Be Quiet podcast.
Okay.
But what was I gonna say?
But.
I do talk to you more because I'm always making fun of your prep it story all the time.
Well, yeah, and then we end up talking about actual, like, important things.
Yeah, sometimes we do talk about important things.
Yeah. I remember one time my mom yelled at me last summer because we were on the phone really late on FaceTime.
Me and you were?
Yeah. And I was like, I'm talking to Lucas, okay? Just
This is
leave me alone.
important.
I'll go to bed soon.
This is important.
It was like 1 a.m. Maybe later. I don't know.
I think I remember.
I remember that though, and I
think
was
I
like,
remember
Mom, not now.
Not now. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how long this podcast has been going for because I don't know how long we've been recording for. What time is it?
9:55.
Oh shit.
Dairy Queen
Yeah.
closes in 5 minutes.
We should probably stop soon.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, anything other things you want to talk about on the podcast because you guys likely won't be on for a good amount of time.
We'll circle back to my fucking
What the fuck?
car issues.
If-
Do you remember the PT saga? Well, basically,
I remember that you talking about that in episode 49.
yeah. Pretty much.
How do you remember the numbers?
I don't know.
I remember you talking about that in episode 49.
People, that was just the first
Can we
episode
do
when I was in.
ASMR?
No, that actually is going to sound like shit.
I got my nails on right now.
The reason I have them all memorized is because when I am on the episode, right?
Mhm.
I'm there. It's like an hour or whatever. Then I edit the entire thing, and then I like make the thumbnail. I like come up with the
You hear
title.
the conversation multiple times.
Yeah. So I don't really remember what we talk about in each episode, but I remember who was on.
Yeah.
And like I put the PT Cruiser in the thumbnail of that episode.
What's our thumbnail gonna be?
Yeah, we actually need to come up with that real quick because we need to take the picture for it.
Oh,
So
great.
so
Okay.
we need to come up with a clickbait. What's the clickbait of this episode?
I have no fucking idea. Anyway, car thing.
Okay.
So the PT Cruiser had literally like.
Is that about the blue one?
Yes.
Okay.
That is in Elk River right
I
now.
thought it was a Volkswagen Beetle
Oh,
or
no,
something.
no,
not
no.
a Beetle. I
No,
thought it
it's a
was
PT Cruiser.
No, it's a PT goddamn Cruiser.
I remember because I
Anyway,
had to Google
iconic.
the blue PT Cruiser.
So basically, it has a problem with overheating, and I guess so that my parents drove it up to my grandparents, and then we're driving it back, and it started overheating, and literally my dad had to put it, like, drive 50 yards on the shoulder, turn it off, put it in neutral so it could go another 50 yards, and then it would let the temperature of the car go down just enough that he could start again and go for 50 yards and then turn it back
terrible.
up. For 30 miles.
Oh my god.
Like,
That sounds horrible.
and I mean, my mom was so mad. She was like, this car is a piece of shit. And so, like, now, like, we bought, like, a used car, a used Subaru, and it's really nice. And
You don't drive the PT Cruiser anymore?
I drive a Subaru.
Anyway.
At least you don't drive a tan Buick.
You guys are just giving out so much personal information about yourselves. You're like, yeah, I drive a tan Buick.
Well, it's an old lady car.
The license plate is this, and
I don't know
my
why
address
my
is
license plate
this.
isn't anymore. I got a new one.
Yeah, Sam.
I don't know. So that car is, you might see it driving around because that is the only place it will be driving.
Good thing
No,
I gotta
cut
cut
that
something
out.
out, right? But
Oh,
we almost made the
shit.
entire episode.
Fuck!
No! I just forget that that's important. Anyway, but yeah, it's hopefully just gonna be a car my brother drives because I don't know. It's so annoying. I can't anymore.
Isn't it crazy that I've never once talked to either Caleb or Jared once in my entire life?
You haven't talked to Jared?
No,
Jared knows who you are.
I know.
I think Caleb knows who you are.
Because you probably know who my sister is, but have you ever talked to her?
I always forget you have a sister, and then I remember, and I'm like, oh yeah.
I get that a lot. People say I forgot
Same
you had
with me.
I forget.
Nobody knows I have a sister.
Oh yeah, you do have a sister. That's another sister though.
Yeah.
She's mean. We don't.
Do you know my sister's name? No. Oh, you fucking.
I knew it was
See,
Chloe.
no, you didn't know because you had to look.
I knew it was 5 letters.
Wow.
And pretty
Okay.
basic. Like a basic, like, like normal
Like a
name.
normal name. It
Not
wasn't like
Linnea.
I got told that I
chrysanthemum.
literally had a bad name yesterday.
Dude, at my school, there are so many Linneas. It's insane. There's
Really?
literally like a dozen of us. I'm not even shitting you.
We
There's
should do a
at
podcast
least,
with all of them.
There's at least 4 in choir.
Wow.
Two of us in my specific choir.
Weird.
Can we do a
Mhm.
podcast with all the Linneas from your school?
I don't talk to anyone.
Linnea into the Linneaverse.
Yeah, no,
I know so many.
That's pretty much
That's
what this
crazy.
one is now.
I can't believe someone told you you a bad name.
No.
Most
Okay.
people are like,
No
oh, it's
offense to
beautiful.
people with the name Nolan, but this guy's name was Nolan. I'm like,
Was it Nolan Myers who said that
it
to you?
was not Nolan Myers. Nolan Myers would not say
Nolan
that.
Myers would have had a few years to tell you that, I feel like.
Anyway, who had a receding hairline, by the way, and looked 40 years old. And I'm literally just meeting him because
Yeah.
he was on the trip that my boyfriend's on. And I was just like, my boyfriend wasn't even there. I was just like coming in after going for a frickin' run, and I was just like, hey guys, because they're in his kitchen.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, what's your name? And I'm like, my name's Linnea. And they're like, I'm super critical of names, and that name sucks. And I was like,
Oh, so they
How?
weren't.
What the
So they weren't
hell?
even funny about it.
no,
I'm
it
taking
was,
offense
it was
to that.
I thought
straight up.
I thought they're gonna be like, oh, that's a stupid
Who
name.
just says
No,
that?
it was
That'd have been
straight up,
funny.
and I was just like, what?
Way to just quiet a room and
I was just like,
make
Did
it
anyone
awkward.
laugh after he said it?
they were like, what?
Oh yeah, that's just super cringe.
I
It
was
was
That's
just
like-
really awkward.
Okay, and I was like,
Way to ruin
Okay,
the
bye.
entire vibe of their room.
okay.
Like, what's your name, sir?
Yeah, I'm so glad you're spending a bunch of time with, my person.
His name is
but
something
it's like-
stupid. It's
Literally.
like Carter or something. Okay, let's end the podcast right now.
Wait, what's our thumbnail gonna be?
Yeah, we'll cut this podcast now. We'll come up with a thumbnail. It'll probably be something funny, and then
It could be the siblings.
and then yeah, and then
That doesn't make any
then we can I can. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. We'll cut the podcast this at the end. Okay, go end.